Hello, Angela Scherz here from Pebeo with a presentation on the new Fantasy paint line from Pebeo. The Fantasy paint line was designed and created to be used in conjunction with the already created terrific vitrail glass paints. Here you will see we have a selection of various effects paints that can be applied to any number of surfaces. The surfaces that you can include the Fantasy paints to include wood, glass, canvas, tile, metal, other pieces of wood, cardboard, and beautiful jewelry items. You can create unlimited numbers of pieces in various designs to fit any of your desires and to create those beautiful pieces that you might be interested in creating. The Prism line includes 28 colors, as you can see from this side over, beautiful luminescent and lustrous colors that create and form a honeycomb effect when dry. The reticulation that occurs with the paint occurs once the paint is dropped onto the surface. You simply drop the paint onto the surface and within 10 to 20 minutes, it's going to reticulate and form the honeycomb effect. To correspond to the prism paints are the moon paints. There are 18 beautiful luminescent moon colors. The moon colors, when dry, give the appearance of marbleized effects. Again, both of these paints have very unique and beautiful textures, luminescent colors, and amazing presentation once dry. I'm going to give you a very quick-by-quick, step-by-step presentation using both the Prism and the Moon paints in conjunction with the vitrail glass paints and the Saran Relief outliners. We're going to make a quick project on stained glass. We will begin with a paper pattern that's simply placed underneath the glass. Once it is placed underneath the glass, we will begin with Pebeo's Saran Relief outliner that's simply used by pressing on the tube, following the lines of your pattern, and applying the color very quickly and loosely. You want to be sure to create the lines in a thick enough application because at some point we are going to drop the paint within the outlines, so the Saran Relief will act as a barrier to hold the paint within its outline. So as you can see, it's very simple and easy to outline your design, squeezing very gently. You can create any design. You can download art. You can draw your own art. You can find pieces on the internet, anything that you would like to create.
Yes, it's right up there, and they're going to use it first.
Once you complete your outline, then we would move on to the next step. It takes approximately 10 minutes for the Saran Relief outliner to dry before you can begin the painting process. The next process is step number 2. Here we are on step number 2. We now have a completed form of our tree. We've used the outliner and the outliner has dried. Approximately 10 minutes have passed. I'm going to begin by using Pebeo's Moon paints. I've selected 2 colors to use in conjunction with one another. I'm simply going to use a brush to drop the color on, but if you would choose to, there's multiple methods of application. If you don't want to use a brush, you can also pick up a simple popsicle stick, take the popsicle stick and drop it onto your surface. You can spread it, you can use a little toothpick, you can use the tip of the popsicle stick to apply the paint. If you make a mistake, like I've made here, you simply come in with a little cotton swab and you clean it up. It's very simple. Any mistake can be repaired very easily. Another technique that you can use is the pipette or eyedropper, and I'm going in applying my second color next to the first color with the pipette. As you can see, when I get close to the Saran Relief lines, the paint stops and the Saran Relief outline acts as a barrier to contain the paint. Once you complete the tree trunk, we're going to go on to the next step, which is step number 3. Now we've completed the second step and we have our trunk painted. We're going to go on to the next step, which is painting the tree leaves, and we're going to do that using the Prism Effects colors. I'm going to use the pipettes, and I'm simply going to drop the color into each of the areas that we've painted. And again, if there's a mistake and the color overflows, you simply go back in later with a cotton swab to clean it up. Here, I'm applying prism color, and as this dries, it will slowly form the honeycomb effect that you will see later. That's color number 1. Then we're going to come in with a second color of prism to add a little bit of dimension and texture, and we'll drop in the second color. As well, feel free to combine both of these lines of paint. You can get beautiful and unusual effects by combining the colors. I'll show you one of our last and final effects, which is the vitriol glass paint. And with the vitriol glass paint, I will also use a pipette. I will come in with the color and drop the liquid color right into the barrier. And as you can see, this color is a little more liquid, and it's going to easily flow and fill in the lines. I can then drop in some of the prism color, and by dropping in some of the prism color, I can get a fabulous effect. As you can see, it's starting to spread. Then you can come in with a tool. I have a very small pin. Mix the colors. You continue to paint all of your tree with various combinations of the vitriol paints, the moon paints, and the prism paints. And finally, we will come up with a beautiful tree. For our final piece, you can see here that we've completed our project at this point, and you can see that we have painted with the moon effects that are quite marbleized, luminescent. Here we have vitriol, stained glass color. Here is a combination of vitriol and prism color. Here is the prism honeycomb effect, the reticulation, and each one of these effects was completed with the prism paint, here the vitriol. By combining all of the colors, you can get fabulous, incredible stained glass effects. Combining all of these colors, it's unlimited as to what you can imagine. As well, these effects work beautifully for jewelry, and as you can see here, combining the colors, combining the two paints, combining the lines, you'll get beautiful pieces. So don't be shy, go on out and get yourself some Fantasy Effects paints, some vitriol paint by Pebeo, and try it yourself. Thanks so much.